All right, so I have to go through the nine scripts to code. So we have a number of codes here. I think we have 33 codes, and some of the codes have many references. For example, if you look at the code of fear of infection, if you look at this code, fear of infection it comes from 8 files. It means 8 out of the 9 participants in our study mentioned the fear of infection. But then it has 11 references. So it means that some participants mentioned this fear of infection twice. So the references are the number of times the words have been coded. Meanwhile, the files are the number of files from which we got the words from. So maybe a participant mentioned fear of infection, maybe in one question, and then in another question, the participant still mentioned fear of infection. In that case, you are going to have two references, but just one file. That is why we have that. So we have to go through these codes, and then bearing in mind our research objectives, we will try to summarize the codes. That's just what it means. Creating themes means you look at the codes and try to summarize the codes. Once you summarize them, you group them together. So if you find a particular sentence that can describe many codes, you gather those codes together and put them under that particular sentence, and that is what we call a theme. So the reason why I was insisting that we should not do deductive coding is because once you do deductive coding, you simply carry your research objectives and come and put here as themes. And so you end up having just when you are doing your results, when you are writing your report, you may end up having just to write on one thing under each specific objective. But if you come out with your themes without using your specific objective, you may have two themes that can fit inside one specific objective, which means when you're writing your reports, you can have 2 or 3 paragraphs describing 2 or 3 things, but that they fall under the same specific objective. That's the importance and advantage of using inductive coding. So let me share the research objectives again so that we look at them once more. Okay, I hope you can see.
Yes, I can see.
Okay, so we have the research objectives. So we're going to be grouping our codes into specific themes. And then at the end of the day, we will bring those themes and put under each objective like this. If you have one theme per objective, it's still okay. But if we have 2 themes per objective, it means when writing that particular report for that particular objective, we'll have 2 paragraphs. The first paragraph will talk about the first theme. You can mention its own chart. You can put its own chart and put 2 or 3 quotes from participants for that particular theme. And the second paragraph will also talk about the other theme. But if all our themes fall inside each specific objective, like each specific objective has just one theme, then we'll have one paragraph for all our specific objectives. The paragraph can be lengthy because you will talk about what the participants say. You may put the chart or the word, the word frequency if that's what you're using. But it's most often best to use chart. And then you will have to put some quotes. So you go back to NVivo, click that particular code, and choose 1 or 2 codes, double click and go and copy that sentence that you coded and put there. I'm sure when you see reports on qualitative analysis, you always see they will put in quotes right what the participant has said, and then they will say maybe participant number 1 or interviewee number 1 or number 4. That's how it is done. So we have health-seeking behavior, economic impact, emotional and social consequences, perceptions of institutional response, and coping and recovery strategies. Your themes can still have these words in them. You can still have your themes and, some of them carry these words. There's no problem. All right, so let us go back to NVivo. and see. Last time you were already giving us some themes. You were already talking last time of economic impact. Uh, you were giving some summaries. So this is the right time to bring those themes now while we look at the code. So we have a code like authorities focus on public health. Awareness was great. Business bounced back. Business improved. So as I'm reading the quotes, we can be identifying themes, where to put them, as well as we can read all the quotes. And then we decide to come up with themes depending on what we see in the quotes. So we have business improve, customer turnout dropped, drop in income, economic challenge, faith, fear of infection, paired safe visiting health facility, good awareness but no financial support, government attempt to curb not enough, government put measures for schools, gradual improvement, hesitant to visit clinics, immobility, lack of information, longer waiting time in hospital, movement restrictions affected healthcare access, no financial support from government, people forced to stay at home, personal resilience, salary affected, schools closed, slow recovery, social life changed, stress, strict entry to hospitals, support from colleagues, support from family and friends, support from friends and mates, trade disruptions, university life back to normal. So we coded this from all the transcripts. Now we need to group them into clusters, identify similar themes and group them into. So I want us to start with what you already gave last time. Okay, we use that economic challenge as a theme. All right, no problem. As a code, because I see economic challenge here. We use it as a code. So let me see if we can modify that. All right, so can we say livelihood disruption and economic strain, so that we can put these codes under that, and then any other thing that falls under livelihood disruption and economic strain, like that income, drop in income, we can put them all under that theme. Does it make sense?
Is that it, like drop in income, economic challenge is not the same thing?
We have different codes, right? Yeah, drop in income is a code. Economic challenge is one of them. There was also trade disruption. So those ones, they fall under livelihood disruption, right? You have trade disruption. Anything that has to do with the economy, an economic effect. Or if that's going to be an issue, let's get to another theme. Just glance through the codes. It's best when you are the one who code, because when you're coding, you can already see the themes emerging. Just glance through the code and let's see if you can come up with one or two themes.
Can we have this health access barrier as a theme?
Yes. Yes, let's start with that one. Then we'll look at the codes that fall under health access barrier, and then we'll put them under. So the theme is just a code. In this NVivo, it's just a code, but you're going to use it as a parent code, and then you put the other codes under. Yes, so we'll simply come over to code, we right click, and we take new code. There's nothing like theme, like you look for a theme here. You just take new code, and then we give that name, healthcare access barrier, right? Yeah, I think we don't need to add any other thing. We can even choose to give it a color, maybe red since it's barrier. And we take okay. So if you go to H, you will see healthcare access barrier and it's flag red here, as you can see. So any code that is under healthcare access barrier, we are going to put it here. We can start with the first economic challenge. No, no, start up. Authorities focus on public health. Is not right. It's not a health
Mm-mm.
access barrier. Awareness was great. Business
Mm-mm.
bounce back. I think the first one I see here is fear of infection.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I don't know why my mouse is disturbing like this. So for that, you simply click on it, click on it once, and then the second time you click and hold, and you drag it to where you have healthcare access barrier, and you drop it there. So you are just arranging them. Now you see that healthcare access barrier has a small plus. If you click
Mm-hmm.
on that plus, it's going to expand, and then you see fear of infection inside. So you're already
Okay.
breaking. So if I click on minus, it comes back. All right, so we have fear of
Let's
infection.
just take that one below it and add it.
Yes, hesitant to visit clinic. So I click once, then I click and hold, then I bring it up, drop it there. All right. Um,
Longer waiting time in hospital.
it's a barrier. Yes. Okay. Click once, click carry it to health access barrier.
Movement restriction affected healthcare.
Access. Yes.
That's so recovery is recovery onward
So
from what?
recovery, yeah, okay, is recovery from the pandemic. How is the situation after the pandemic, post-pandemic, and the participants in slowly?
Is that's a generally not based on if the
Yes, it's not a
it's not
barrier to
related to
healthcare.
patients.
It's just their perception of the life after the COVID-19.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe that's strict entry to hospitals.
Yes. I think that can also go under barrier. Um, okay. Hope I put it there just to check. Yes, it's there. All right. After strict entry to hospital, what else do we have? I think that's all that we can pick for now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If there's any other one, we might see it later and come and add it. All right. So that's our first theme, healthcare access barrier. All right. Which other theme? Based on our objectives, just look at our objectives and see if the objectives can guide us to look for a theme based on our objectives, health-seeking behavior, perception of the response by institution or government, coping strategies, emotional and social consequences, economic impact on livelihood. Based on these objectives and the codes we have here, but we cannot just focus our mind on the objective because we can still see a theme that is totally new, and that's the importance of inductive coding.
Mm, I'm thinking about something related to social life.
Mhm.
Mm,
Social impact or negative social impact. or social disruption?
Yes.
So which of them? Social disruption.
Negative social impact.
Okay. So I'll right click on code, I take new code and call that negative social impact. Take okay. All right. So we look at the themes. Anyone that has to do with negative social impact, we are going to put it put it there. So let's just glance through. Hmm.
I don't know what the immobility is about, but
Immobility is the word that we chose to use for isolation. There was no movement. Yeah, I think it's a social impact now.
mhm.
Yeah, so immobility means no movement. So we can take this, click on it, and drag it to negative social impact. Drop it there. Then we have people forced to stay at home. That's one to write. This one. Okay. Social life changed. This is one, right? Are you there,
So
madam?
yeah, I left internet issues, but I'm
Okay.
back.
Okay. 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 I added just one. People forced to stay at home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing social life changed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any other one?
I think it's okay.
Okay. All right. So let's look for another theme. What about a theme that we can use to qualify this stress? We have about 8 persons who talk about stress. Maybe a
Um,
psychological challenge or emotional challenge. How can we put it?
mm-hmm.
Okay. Psychological,
Yes.
psychological challenges. All right. So you have that. Then we will take stress. Mouse is not doing me well. Take stress and then we take it to psychological challenge. Is there any other thing that we can put here?
I'm wondering if when we're talking about psychological challenge, uh, because when I see those support from family, support from friends, it could be like kind of uh, a coping strategy for the psychological challenges. But are they going to be grouped under a different theme?
Exactly. We'll put them under another thing. Coping strategies.
Okay.
And let's just create it. Because they are not challenges, they are strategies. They are coping
Mm.
mechanisms. So we have coping mechanisms. We take support from colleagues. Drop it there. Take support from family and no. Family and friends. Drop it there. Support from friends and mates. Drop it there. And we take
I
any
think
other
faith
thing.
the coping mechanism. It depends on the context, though.
Yeah, in this context, it's a coping mechanism because we're coding based on the questions that they were responding to.
Mm.
Yes, this person talked about going to church. So it's a coping mechanism. Okay, let's look at it again. What about this resilience? What something like personal? Then, if we don't understand the code very well, we can double click to see the sentence for where the code came from, like this personal resilience. If I double click on it, the particular file should open. Then we see exactly what we coded. So we coded this is what we coded. Faith and personal resilience also played a big role in staying hopeful. So
Okay.
it clarifies us if we're putting it under coping mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. So okay, let's look at them. We're gradually reducing. Good.
Let's put the economic impact.
Okay. Economic impact. I hope others are not joining somewhere else. Let me take my phone. Maybe that is a different link.
Mhm.
No, they are not just available. It's okay. So we have economic impact. So we'll just take economic challenge and put it there. Drop in income, right? Put it there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What else?
Mm-hmm.
Because stomach don't out drop. Could that be one of them too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good awareness. Okay, this is about institution, government. All of these are other institutions. Gradual improvement is under life after. Lack of information, I think, is institution. No financial
Salary
support.
affected.
Yes, salary affected. Goes to economic impact. Right.
Trade disruptions.
Yeah. Economic impact. No financial support from government. Is it
Mm-hmm.
economic impact? It's not right. Maybe it's institutional
Mm-hmm.
response.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I think with that, is there any other code?
I'm thinking about how to to make this like a team. I want to make it talk about the impact on education.
Okay. Schools close, university. I think we have just that. Yes, let's put it, if it is just one thing, one code. Because we had teachers who responded to the impact on education. Then we have schools closed. We even have three codes on that. What am I doing? Need to click and click yes, save. Okay, impact of education. Let's have response from the government so that we can code those many, can group those many codes that we see. Response from the government. We have government attempt to curb not enough. That's what the participants think. So we can take it to response from government. Government put measures. Government put measures for schools. That's the educational impact, right? Or is a government response from the government? I think a response from the government. I think her network is. All right. So we have no financial support from government. That's what the people think. No response from the government. Response from the government. Okay. Good awareness, but no financial support. I think that's the institutional. So response. So these governments, I put S. So to correct that, I'll just right click. I take code properties. Then I'll edit and remove the S. Click OK. So we have authorities focused on public health. That's still response from the government. So I bring it down here. Awareness was great. Okay. Response from the government. So hello, request. I have post-pandemic recovery. And for post-pandemic recovery, we have business bounce back. Can take it here. Business improved. Put it here. Gradual improvement. Put it here. Slow recovery. Put it there. University life back to normal. Yes. So we have two more codes. Lack of information. Okay, this can still go to government response. Response from the government. Then we have failed safe visiting health facility. This one can go under, maybe we'll just put positive perception of positive perception of healthcare access. And then we take this and put it there. All right. Hello. The network is not the best. So these are our themes. And so what we can do now is we can export this to Excel. And then we see how to organize our themes. So we can highlight all of this. Since we have had all of the themes, we just click the first one, then we hold the shift key, then we click on the last, then we right click and we take export and we choose export list. You can also choose export code. It will come as a Word document. Export, let's export the code and then also export the, okay, the codes will be web page. So let's take export list. So we take export and then export list. And then we can call them codes of transcript on the code transcript and we save. So if we go to Excel and open the code, if we open the code in Excel, you will see that if you expand, these are the themes, and if you expand them, you will see the various codes in those themes. So if you were to write a report and you want to plot a graph, which is what I like.
Hi, Edwin.
Yes, welcome back.
So,
Yeah, network, you have network challenges today.
we
So
I had to switch from MTN to Orange because internet is. Hear me?
yes, although your line is still breaking.
Mm, mm. Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. All right. So let me just show you what I did before I arrived here. I'm already in Excel. Um,
Okay.
yeah, so we finished coding we finished grouping the codes into themes. And so we have 1, 2, 3, 4,
All
5,
of
6, 7, 8, 9
them.
themes.
Wow.
Yeah, say that again.
Now I was just wondering how fast you were.
Yeah, we had codes on government, and then the other codes that were left was just for those who were saying a slow recovery, bounce back. So put all of that under post-pandemic recovery. So basically, I did just two themes, post-pandemic recovery, and we had just one code
Can
under
you
positive perception of healthcare access, which is a person who said felt safe visiting health facility. So I just put that under positive perception of healthcare access. Do you have any question?
okay. It's okay.
All right. So I was saying that when you finish with themes like this, you can export to Excel, and in Excel, you can plot very good charts because personally, I prefer plotting my charts in Excel. Even when I use SPSS, I prefer plotting my charts in Excel because it's very flexible. So you can I just highlight this, like click the first theme, hold my shift key and come and click the last. And then I take a right click and I take export and I choose export list. When you take export list, it will automatically come as an Excel file. Although you can click and choose PDF, whatever file you want, but I prefer it Excel. So I saved it as quotes underscore transcript in my folder. So when I came, I opened the folder and then I opened the Excel file, the quotes underscore transcript. And when I open it, this is how it was. The themes come here and under column A where they have name. And then I just click this plus on the left side, as you can see, to expand each theme For example, under coping mechanisms, when I expanded it, I have all the quotes. And this just gives us the number of times those quotes appear. So if you were to plot your graph, let's say you're writing your report and you don't want to go to NVivo, you want to have a faster way to get a chart to describe coping mechanisms. You can hide these files. If you want to plot the files, you can right click this and take hide. And then you just highlight the codes under coping mechanisms. And then you go to insert. And then you can take recommended charts, which I think bar chart is the best here. Take bar charts. And then I take OK. And you can format your chart as you want. So we see that support from family and friends was the highest thing that the participants mentioned under coping mechanism. And this already form your narratives. This already form your narratives. And you can also decide to put this as percentages. So you can do some work in Excel. Like you could copy this, just this quote under copy mechanisms. You open a new sheet and you paste them there. And then you can decide to delete the column for file. You leave the column for frequency. I mean, you can even bring it here. You can put it like that. And then you can decide to put the percentages, some kind of manual work. You can decide to, first of all, if I highlight all of this, you will see the sum at the bottom of my Excel sheet. The sum is 15. So we can decide to have the percentages by saying equal to this, we divide by 15, then maybe times 100. And then I highlight, I fill it out. Then I can reduce my decimal points. So I already have these percentages and I can decide to sort the percentages anyway. Or I can plot my graph now. I'll just highlight, hold the control key, highlight the percentages. Then I can plot my graph now. Plot my graph. And then I can decide to sort this in descending order. Come to sort and sort smallest to largest. And you see that you have a file, an Excel chart that you can format the way you want. You see that support from family and friends was the highest coping mechanism, and the least was personal resilience. And so, if you were to give recommendations, you'll be giving recommendations for maybe talks on how people can be personally resilient, since the largest here, and also encourage them to always keep close relation with family and friends because they're the highest support in times of stress. So you see that these are things that are already good enough. So we'll see this when we're writing our report. So if you are writing a report on this particular theme, we should place it under, if you go to our objectives, this theme should normally come under coping mechanisms, coping and recovery strategies. Normally you have to put this chart and then you can do your narratives. But we'll leave this for now and then we'll look at it again when we're doing report. Then we can go back to NVivo. You could also okay, since we have these themes, you could decide to come down to let me share this. You could decide to come down to this one and put those various themes here. But we can still do this when we are doing our reporting, so that when you're doing your reporting, you know which theme to report under. Because these are specific objectives. Which of the themes you report under this objective. So we already know that coming here, we're going to talk about coping mechanisms. We'll talk about coping mechanisms under this specific objective. We'll talk about that positive perception here. And then we had a theme on government response. We'll talk about it here as well. We had a theme on psychological. What was that again? Let me see. Psychological challenges. So you just put them here to guide psychological challenges. We had a theme on economic challenges.
I think the positive
Yes.
perception is
Your line is really. Can you write it?
Under this
Positive challenge should come under
exam health care
healthcare seeking behavior.
behavior, because down there is the perception of institutional response
Okay.
and not
Okay. So we can put them here, but we have three other themes that we have not put.
government.
Impact on education, negative social impact.
Is breaking.
Yeah, so I'm saying we still have some themes we have not put here. Impact on education, where should we put it?
Okay.
We have impact.
Impact, negative social impact, I think.
Yes, we
The
have
third
negative
one.
social
The third
impact.
one. There's also this one on
Okay.
education.
Okay, negative social impact. Then impact on education,
Mm,
institutional response, or what?
I think it best fits. Let's put it under. I don't know if you put it
Livelihood,
under social.
economic impact on
Mm,
livelihood.
mm, Not really.
So if a theme is not fitting in our objective, we may have to revise that theme, or we'll go and remove the quotes and put them under other themes, so that we don't lose quotes.
Maybe it can go under economic impact, because at the end of the day, if
Mm-hmm.
something that affects the education will affect the economy.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's one more theme we have not given it. So okay, post-pandemic recovery.
It's under recovery strategies, I think.
Okay. So we are here.
No, it's true that it's not a strategy, but
Post-pandemic recovery. Yeah, it's not a
let's
strategy.
just put it
It's
there.
just a
Okay.
it's just their report, their experience, how things are after the pandemic. Yeah, so this is how we're going to write our report. We'll take, so we see that we have two themes under health-seeking behavior. But now if we were using deductive coding, we may have just one thing because we may have just one thing because we're looking at health-seeking behavior as a mother thing. All right, let's save this and then we will do that when we're writing our report. But let's go and do some exploration in NVivo. Let's just explore a few things, like when you're doing your
Okay.
research and once you have cleaned your data and everything is fine, you just want to explore to see some things. Maybe we can see some new things that we can put at the introduction of our report or at the conclusion. So to do that,
But did we do data cleaning? We didn't clean any data.
data cleaning is done before you import your transcript here, where you correct, that one is to correct spelling errors, incomplete sentences.
That's when you are doing this transcription.
Yes, that's when you do data cleaning. Before you import here, you have already organized all your files.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So this one, we just want to look at globally what the data say, because you cannot go and be reading one by one again. So we'll go to explore, as you can see up here. Explore, we have right there, yeah, explore, we have a number of things. We have advanced find. This one is great. Query wizard, but we'll start on text search. So you want to just, as we're reading through and coding, which text did you find that was like repeated several times? Maybe just one text. You want to see how people were reacting or talking about that particular text. So when I was coding, I found out that the word infection was common. So I may want to search that word here, infection. Just click on it, and then I want to search. You see search in all the files. So I take files and externals. I want to search in all the files. I leave all of this one like that, not in quotes. I want to search me in the files. So let's run the query and see if the word infection. All right, so we see some that the word infection is found in so many files. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it was not found in 5, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 6, 7. So it was found in 8 files. And I want you to look at this right at the right side of this with the query. This is a query report or a report window. So you see that you have summary. What we are seeing here is a summary of that word, of the number of the scripts where that word is found in. And then the second thing that you see here is reference, right? See reference. Can you
Mm-hmm.
see?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you click on it, it's telling you exactly the sentences that had that word infection. So you see that the first reference is coming from participant number 1, and the sentence was, and there was fear of infection everywhere, even going for that. So this just tells you the sentences where that word was found in and the percentage. So this is just 27%. That's just about the strength of the sentence or the number of words. So that's just to guide you. For example, if you want to give a quote now on infection, you can just come and double click any of this. You go and click that sentence. Like if you want to say something about infection or quote, give a quote of a participant who spoke about infection, you can come and search that word. Then you double click this transcript now and copy the entire sentence and add to your report. And then when you look at text, it simply gives you the entire transcript of where they were found. But I'm really interested in is the third thing here, word tree. Word tree. I'm sure you have seen this somewhere in reports. So the word tree is how the discussion or how the participants' words, how infection emerged from the participants' responses. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you see that participants were talking about because of the possibility of infection, and there was fear of infection. Because of the fear of infection. Let me come to the end.
I'm not seeing it has not changed.
I don't see a word tree. I don't see any. Do I have to reshare that?
No, it's still on the web screens.
Maybe it's your network. Oh, I really wanted you to see that word, this word tree. On
Probably.
that word tree. Let me stop sharing and reshare again. I'm sure
Maybe
it's
stop
safe.
sharing. Yeah.
Mhm. Can you see now? Oh my. Not yet. Hello?
Yes. The the screen is not showing yet.
Okay.
Okay, I can see now.
All right. So this is what I was explaining. I'm sure you have seen this somewhere, maybe in some reports. So if you feel like the word infection is important to present, maybe as a summary of your findings before you go into the specific objectives, you can simply right click on this and take copy. Then you can go and paste it where you will write your report. So that when you start your report, as you are giving an introduction to your report, you can give an introduction about how participants found the word infection. Then you can paste this so you can see it here. And you can paste it in your report like this.
But should this tree be in the report?
Pardon?
Or it's just to guide you? Should this tree be in the report or it's just to guide you?
It depends on how you want to present your report. If the word infection is important to your reporting. If you want to see how participants talk about the word infection, if the word infection is having importance in your research, in your study, then you can put this and you can put it under the introduction to your report. Like we always say in this study, this number of participants were assessed, and then these were males, these were females. Findings show that the word infection was very common. You know, you can explain like that, and then you put this. So it all depends on your objectives and how you want the audience and what you want to show to the audience. To one audience, you may want to talk about infection control and maybe educating the population of infection or changing their mindset, the way they think about infection. You can present this. In another audience, you may be talking about psychology. So the audience that you present your reports to will depend, will show, you will structure your results to meet, to suit the audience.
Okay.
So you can see that. Then that's on the left. Then on the right is not actually what leads to infection as we were discussing, but is a scenario. The scenario that NVivo has been able to map out the condition or the context in which they were talking about infection. They're talking about the infection of what? In the context of pandemic, as you can see here. They were talking about infection in the context of many people, in the context of hospital, or similar concerns, in the context of crowd being crowded. You can mark keywords here when you're presenting your work. So we say people were talking about infection in the context of pandemic, crowd, many people, which is still crowd, everywhere, passengers, you know. So when you even pick these words, it can still further lead to more exploration. So how should you talk about crowd? How should you educate people about crowd, about pandemic and all of that? So it's just exploration, but it can lead to something very big. All right, let's see one more exploration. Since and then we can call it a day. Then tomorrow we can see maybe one or two explorations before we move on to our reporting. All right. So let's see what word three. We have seen we have searched a word, right? So let me close this, or let me just leave it there since we let's just have it. Let me go back to explore, and then that was text search. Let's choose word frequency this time around. So this is the exploring. You can decide to explore the whole of your document or the text. You can decide to explore just quotes. You can explore just one text. You can explore just females. Like that's why we did cases, right? You can come to select items and then not items. Yeah, you can come to select items. You come to case classifications, and then you come to participants. Okay, that cannot open right now. This will be all the participants. There's one that you can group. Maybe we have not yet reached there. You can group and you can choose that you want to do it just for females, just for males. Very interesting. I think that one will be matrix. So here, let's say that you want to see the word that came out the highest number of times amongst the discussion or the responses from your participants. And you want to display this word among the top, no, top 1,000 is too much. Let's say among the top 50 words. So you want to set it here. You just come to explore the word frequency. You say display the top 50 words that were most mentioned in the text. And then the minimum length can be three, maybe three, minimum length, that's maybe 3 words or three, I don't know if it's 3 words or three letters. No, it should be 3 words. And what else? Files, that's in all the files. Select items. Yes, see files is selected here, right? You want it to be in all the files. You could still choose to display word frequency from your code. So let's choose files here since we're doing exploration of our entire data set. So we leave that files checked. Then for folders, it's okay. Let's leave it as it is and run the query. So I click up here on run query. And then you see the summary still appears. That the word pandemic is the highest. That comes out 66 times, as you can see. Second by the word Yaoundé, then the word affect, then the word healthcare. All right. So it's just but normal that we're talking about a pandemic. And no, it makes sense. It shows that the participants or Yaoundé city dwellers are they are current. They know the word, they know what pandemic is. At least they can use the word pandemic. They are used to. They understand what pandemic is. So where I'm always very interested is the diagram. So I come to word cloud. Click on word cloud. And then I think we have to wait. See, you see the progress here, 16%. I mean, when you look at that, we see down here, you see that. So you just have to be
Edwin,
patient.
I disappeared. I think you did not notice that I disappeared.
Pardon?
Hey, I missed a lot. I don't even know how you made to come here.
Okay. So you
We
are I didn't
were
know that your network disturbed. Where did you live? At what time did you see
when
the
we were still on looking at that tree for infection, the what tree?
okay. So I left the word tree. This is
We were
the
talking about the right part of the tree.
yes. So I was saying that this right part tells you the context of the context when the word inflation was used. It was used in the context of pandemic, crowd, many people, crowd. When we were talking about crowd, pandemic, uh, everywhere, they mentioned the word infection. So this talks about the context where it was said, why the right side, the left side gives you the words, how it links right up to infection, what they actually said. All right. And then I said, we left it that way, and then we explore one other thing. We came back to explore, and then we chose word frequency. So we came back to explore, and then we chose the second thing, word frequency. And word frequency, we say we want it just the first 50 words, not the first 1,000. We put 50 here, and we say once from all our files. So if I click here, maybe it's freezing, you will see that select items, files. Files is checked here. So one, the word frequency, we're exploring all our files. So we could still come here and choose quotes, but we want to explore the words from all the files. So NVivo will go and look through all the files and pick the first 50 words, most frequent, most used words, and then will give us. So when I did that, I just took run query, and that's what we had. We had a summary, and we're saying that the word pandemic is the most used words, which is 66 times, as you can see the count here. Then I came down to word cloud, and then we have this. So it also depends on who you want to present your work to. The word in the middle is the most useful. Even I'm seeing that healthcare is looking bigger. But we have seen from our summary that is pandemic, that is the highest, the most used word. So it's the word in the middle. So the four most used words we have affect, pandemic, Yaoundé, healthcare. And then second by visiting, helped, people, health, experience, living many. So the larger the word, the more it was used. And if you want to present this in your report, you can say right click and copy it and go and paste it in your report.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was saying that we'll end here, and then tomorrow we can explore two other things. We can do two other explorations tomorrow, and then we see how to write our report. Because with the reporting, it's not about the graphs. The graphs just help you to explain your report. You still have to type, you to write qualitatively. You still have to write participants, majority of them said this for healthcare barrier, before you can put your graph, which I prefer the graph from Excel because the bar charts will show the highest code that came up. And then we'll come back to NVivo and open.
So NVivo
Mhm.
NVivo cannot do these bar charts.
You can do bar charts, but I don't like their bar charts. If you come to charts here, you can plot their charts. You can plot charts. We'll see that tomorrow. You can choose chart here and you can choose charts from their codes. Go to next and coding for a file. You can check coding for maybe a multiple code, coding by case attribute. This is just for a code. So in this case, you have to choose one code. You see, you can code just maybe one code here. But with the one in Excel, you can code codes from a theme. So that's why I prefer that one. You can choose a code here and
Yeah, you cannot do it from.
maybe it's possible. I will check that, but I have not done it before. I prefer to go to Excel, and most analysts prefer to take their things to Excel. So most coded files, y-axis. So you actually have to choose y-axis and x-axis here. And it's even z-axis. So you can have that. You see now. If you like it this way, it's okay. So it is one code that we have a code here. But now to code a theme, that's what I'll check. I'll look it out. And this one, you cannot even, it will be a picture. If you copy this to Excel, it will be a picture. But it's still good. Percentage of coverage.
And it's not even displaying. It's not displaying
The response, I'm saying
the
P9 revised.
frequency of the
Yeah, but
code.
maybe I
I
chose
think
just
it's displaying. You see the exercise.
yeah. So maybe it can do it, but we have not explored it further. Although since we
And
are
you did
used
not
to
select
Excel,
the correct
yeah, maybe I was supposed to choose something
variable to go on
something
the
for
x-axis.
yeah for y-axis for x-axis. So to avoid all that kind of headache, I just prefer to download
Mm,
my code. I go to Excel and pretty easy there. But for wave frequency and these three maps, it's good to have it in NVivo. But Excel cannot give you uh, these ones, tree map and wave frequency. They cannot.
mm.
All right.
What about the socio-demographic data? Because on the first day we're trying to classify, was it classification? What were we doing? Where we were putting the ages and the sex.
Yes, that will be when you're doing matrix. And again, in NVivo, that one is just to help you to do cross tabulation. Like you may want to see how female participants, the coping mechanisms for females, you see, or the economic impact on males. That's the kind of thing that NVivo can give you. But to summarize your work and say we have 4 males, 5 females, that one you have to do it before you even import to NVivo. It's more of quantitative. So you may have to do that one in Excel. And I think that
Will you show us how to do this matrix? Like try to compare across certain variables like the
yes,
age or the
yes,
gender.
yes. That's what I'm saying. I will explore it tomorrow. We'll explore matrix tomorrow. I don't just want us to go too lengthy.
Mm,
Yeah,
okay.
but I can give you as an assignment. Just try to play along with it and see if you can come up with something. But okay, you have the course right. I already shared the same folder where you have these files on that Google Drive. If you go to that folder, you have updated files there, and you also have this work with the code, so you can come up with the themes as we have done, and then you can do some exploration.
Okay. There's something that is strange. Just before the call, I was able to open the NVivo file that you sent, but now it's not working. I don't know. I don't understand why it's freezing. I cannot modify anything.
Just close it, and then you can restart your computer and open again. Let's see.
Okay.
Okay. Any other thing?
No, it's okay for now.
All right. So continue tomorrow.
Okay.
Mhm.